what is going on with my hair? I gotta like sit on my knees here. Okay. I never do my hair because I just go to the gym and then I get sweaty and there's no point, so. Okay, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be So this video is going to be in response to the video that I did last time, which was about bad internet advice from random people on the internet. But then I realized that I didn't give a response to that question, to that tweet, saying what my one piece of advice would be. And then it got me thinking. Of course, I couldn't pick just one thing to say, one piece of advice, because that's just the type of person I am. So today I'm going to go through, I think I have 5. What did I say? 1. So I have 5 things that I settled on that I would give as a piece of advice. First, I want to give a little bit of background on me and what I do and what my education background is. So I went to Berkeley and I got my Bachelor's of Science in nutrition with a focus in dietetics, which means that I want to someday be a dietitian, but there's a few steps I have to do to get there first. I'm currently in a master's program. I'm about to start my last quarter. Scary. And then I will be done. I'll have my master's degree in nutrition with a focus in obesity and nutritional health. So that is my background, my kind of expertise in this field, and it's also what I am most passionate about. I love sharing about the things that I've learned in my schooling career and the things that I feel are most important for the general public and for general health. But I also do have more training in weight loss and in fitness and in also nutrition for general health and decreasing your risk of disease. So that's a little bit about me and what my educational background is. So let's dive in. That was stupid. So let's get started with the very first thing that I would advise somebody who is looking to be just generally more healthy. The first thing is that you do not need to overhaul every part of your life in order to be more healthy. So what that means is if I look at my diet and my lifestyle right now, I don't need to overhaul every part of it in order to be just a little bit healthier tomorrow or next week or the next month. Maybe I pick one thing in my diet that I think I could improve on, something that I'm willing to change, something like the amount of soft drinks I'm drinking, or maybe it is lack of vegetables in my diet. Then I would pick that one thing and I would stick with it for a month. All those little things add up over time, and the longer you do it, the easier it becomes. For example, the drinking a little bit less soda. It doesn't mean you have to never drink soda again. Just start with, okay, if I realistically, let me, be honest with yourself. How many drinks a day do you have? Let's say 4 cans of soda. Something, I don't know, I'm just making something up. Okay, let's say for this week, I'm gonna try to get down to only 2 sodas a day. Okay, and then I do that for a month, and then I say, okay, well that's feeling really easy. Now I'm gonna try to get down to 1 for the next 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks has gone here, and okay, maybe I pick something that's a Diet Coke or something instead of the full sugar one. Little things like that really add up, and then by the end of the month, 2 months, whatever it is, you can say, wow, this is feeling a lot easier, and then you can go on to your next one and choose something else. So more vegetables, or instead of having this whatever snack, I maybe have some fruit. So you pick little things here and there, and then once they start to feel easier, then you move on to the next thing. It is so much more overwhelming to do everything all at once, and then it's going to feel like it's too hard. It's going to feel like this is impossible. This is something that I can't stick with. So that's the number one thing I think that everyone can implicate. What's the word? What word am I looking for? To try to integrate into your life. Some people can handle a little bit more than that, and that's fine. Find what works for you in your life, in your lifestyle. It's really up to you. But yes, you do not have to overhaul your entire life. Most people would struggle with that. Most people would feel very overwhelmed. So avoid that and just pick a couple things. Number 2 is to eat more vegetables. I know that this answer isn't fun or it's not marketable and nobody wants to hear this, but the evidence is pretty clear that most people do undereat vegetables, and it is a good way to add in more micronutrients and fiber, which are 2 things that are lacking for most people's diets. So, I don't know, think about it, but find the vegetables that you like, cook them in a way that you will like them. Once you find the dishes that you like to put them in, then maybe try to make that vegetable portion larger than your other portions on your plate. You don't have to eat steamed broccoli every single day. That's ridiculous. So find new ways to eat them. Even maybe try some different recipes. Maybe there's some ways that you didn't know you could cook it and season it, and maybe you would like them more. Okay, number 3 is fiber. Okay, this one was actually, I thought I was gonna put it in with the vegetable one, but I think it's its own separate point, because fiber can be found in more than just your vegetables, like your whole grains and legumes. Fiber has so many healthy benefits for us. It helps our digestive tract. It helps grow the healthy microorganisms that are in our digestive tract, which is good for gut health. It also helps keep us full and satiated for longer so that you don't feel so hungry throughout the day. It also helps cholesterol levels, which I mentioned in my other video. So there's so many things going on with fiber, and these effects have been demonstrated in lots of research. According to one study, the average intake of fiber in the American diet is about 15 grams of fiber a day. Generally, the consensus is around 25 grams of I'm not talking about protein. So where do you get fiber from? You can get fiber from vegetables, from some fruits, from legumes, which are like your beans and certain types of nuts, also your whole grains. So obviously it's a lot of plant food, that's where fiber comes from, not your animal food. That is also a huge component of health that I think a lot of people tend to overlook or not think about. And that's why I think it's so important for us to be a little bit more cognizant of, to try to get the most health benefits out of our food as possible. The 4th thing is you do not, I repeat, you do not need to be 100% perfect all of the time in order to be healthy. I think it's important to define health to understand the context of what I'm about to say. Health is more than just the lack of disease. Health is actually defined as the total physical, emotional, and mental well-being of a person. So eating all of my veggies and eating perfectly every single day would give me physical health, but it would probably be very taxing on my mental and my social health, because maybe I wouldn't feel like I could go out with friends, that I couldn't go to the movies and eat a big thing of popcorn with my husband and some candy and sneak in an energy drink. So all of those parts of our health are also important. Also mental health and feeling restricted most likely also leads to other disorders, disorder thinking about foods, and we would like to avoid that. It's also been shown in some scientific studies that restriction does lead to overeating of those restricted foods later on. It's been shown in mice, it's been kind of shown in humans, although humans are a little more complicated. So that is actually very real, and it does happen because of changes in our reward system. So being 100% perfect eating healthy foods is less important than having unconditional freedom to eat any of the foods you want. While it is important to eat all of those really nutritious foods, it's also important to recognize that eating some treats does not inherently make us unhealthy. There is no one food that makes you unhealthy, just as there is not one food that makes you healthy. Health really encompasses everything. It is more so about the bigger picture rather than the one meal that you're having once or twice a week. It's really not about eating perfectly all week and then having one meal and thinking of that as being off track or your progress is ruined. It's not ruined, it's just all of it is a part of a bigger picture, and that one meal probably didn't mean anything. I think it's a huge misconception that you have to eat perfectly 100% healthy or clean all the time. Clean in quotations because maybe I'll make a video about that too. Yeah, so you don't need to be 100% perfect all the time, and progress isn't ruined if you have an Oreo or if you have ice cream out with your significant other or whatever. Okay, the last thing that I would say, number 5, would be that there is not one universal diet that is healthier for everyone. So that doesn't mean that there isn't a healthier way for everyone to eat. It means that there is not one particular diet that is better for everyone. Now, each individual may have a diet that they feel better on or they feel they can better stick to, something that's better suited for their life. That's the individual. But on a huge human scale, evidence has not found that there is one better or best diet for everyone. What the evidence has really shown is, what am I saying? What am I saying? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. What was I getting at? Ow, my. Eating a diet that has variety, that has enough of the right, eating a diet with the right amounts and the right kinds of fats, eating enough protein, eating enough fiber from fruits and vegetables, eating all of those things encompass a healthier diet. I feel like everybody wants just to be told, like, just eat this. Like, this is the answer. This is what you eat. This is what's gonna work. That we can't make just one recommendation of eat these exact foods. It doesn't work like that, and it sucks because a lot of people do want those answers, but that's just not the way that nutritional science works. That's why you have such general guidelines, and I think that's why it's kind of confusing and why so many people will hijack one thing and focus on it and say, this is the cause, or this is our, saving grace, and this is going to fix everything. But it's really not about just one component and or about one food. It's just about eating, various things to get in all the nutrients. I wish I had like a better answer to tell you eat this exact thing, but it's really not like that. But when it comes down to the individual, then you can get into, what works best for you. What are, what specific genetic things do you have going on, or what is your lifestyle, what's going to work best for you, what do you feel best on. So that's really where the specificity comes in, but it's hard to do without knowing the actual person, without, blood labs, without knowing all the context of their entire life. Really what I'm trying to say, the point that I'm trying to make, is that there isn't a wrong way to get in your vegetables and your fruits, and as long as you stick to basic principles of eating a variety of plant-based foods and a variety of protein sources and a variety of whole grains, leaves things kind of open-ended. But I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about food, is you can get creative. You can eat the things that you enjoy while someone else might eat a little bit of a different diet than you, and with different vegetables or different fruits that maybe you don't like, and you both can be healthier. Rosie? So those are my current top things that I would suggest. Maybe they'll change in a couple days when I think about it a little bit more. Again, I couldn't pick just one because they're all so important. That's everything that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. But I hate outros. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this, go ahead and like and subscribe and let me know. And I will see you guys next time.